Welcome everyone to the ultimate Pokemon trivia quiz. I'm your host, Elite Trainer Mark, and today I'm going to ask you 15 questions to test your Pokemon knowledge. Now, we know Pokemon is a multimedia franchise that includes the games, the TCG, the anime, and so many more forms of entertainment. And don't worry, this isn't the only trivia quiz I'll make, so expect something a little different each time. But for this quiz, we are going to focus specifically on the video games and the anime. Let's take a look at the game board. You can see that our 15 questions are split into 5 different categories. This is kind of going to be like a Jeopardy format, with each question in a given category being increasingly more difficult than the previous one. I'll explain each of the categories as we go, so let's just get this quiz started. Be sure to leave a like on this video and hit subscribe, and let me know down in the comments how many questions you got correct. The first category is Generation 8, which at the time of me recording this video is the current generation of Pokemon games. Let's get an easy one off the board to start. The Galar region is based off of what real-life location? The United Kingdom. If you said England, I guess I'll accept that as well, but different parts of Galar were inspired by other countries such as Scotland and Wales, so the United Kingdom is the most correct answer. Second question about Gen 8, fill in the blank. Pokemon Sword and Shield introduced the first ever blank type gym leader. That would be the Dark type. We've had Dark type Elite Four members before, and of course we can't forget Nanu as the Dark type Island Kahuna, but as far as gym leaders are concerned, Piers was the first, with Marnie taking over his role in the post-game. Last question about Generation 8 will be the hardest one yet. How many Gigantamax forms are there? In other words, how many different Gigantamax Pokemon exist? The answer, as of right now, is 32. This number may change depending on when you're watching this video. Currently, the most recent additions to this list happened with the Isle of Armor DLC, but there is potential for Dynamax to return in Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, but those games are still a couple of months away at the time of this recording, so for now, 32 is the correct answer. That's all for Generation 8, let's move on to an anime-related category and talk about Ash's traveling companions, or if you prefer, Ash's friends, whatever term you want to use to label the characters who Ash has been with for the duration of each series of the anime, starting with Misty and Brock all the way up to Go and Chloe. First question of this category, how many of Ash's friends have gotten their bikes electrocuted by Pikachu? The answer to that one is 3. Of course, we all remember Pikachu frying Misty's bike back in the original series. Thankfully, Ash did one day fix her bike like he promised, but then this turned into a running gag as early on in both AG and DP, Pikachu ended up destroying May and Dawn's bikes. In Unova, Pikachu just shocked Iris herself, and that was the end of this little trend. But as far as bikes are concerned, Pikachu has electrocuted 3 of Ash's friends' bikes. Next question, who was the first of Ash's friends to fully evolve a starter Pokemon before he did in a given series? This one may be a bit complicated, so I'll explain. As we know, Ash and friends usually catch the starter Pokemon in each region, and many of Ash's have gone on to fully evolve, but which of Ash's friends became the first to fully evolve one of their starters before Ash did in a series? Lana and Primarina. Ash did eventually get a fully evolved starter in Incineroar, but not before Lana could fully evolve her Alolan starter first. Prior to this, it was always Ash who would get a fully evolved starter the quickest. Last question in this category, what was the first instance of Ash's friends catching a Pokemon species already owned by Ash? May's Bulbasaur is the answer to this one. It's actually happened a few times that Ash's friends have caught a Pokemon that Ash previously had, but the first time this happened was when May caught her Bulbasaur about 70 episodes into the Advanced Generation series. She would quickly follow up on this by catching a Squirtle, and like I said, there have been several more instances of this throughout the history of the show, but May and Bulbasaur were the first. Time to move into our third category. This time the questions are going to be about the spin-off games. While the main series games constitute everything from Pokemon Red and Blue all the way up to Sword and Shield, there have been plenty of other games along the way that fall under the category of Pokemon spin-offs, and depending on how many of them you've played, this category could be very easy or nearly impossible. Let's kick it off with question number 7, and I think most everyone should get this. What is the name of the villainous organization in Pokemon Go? Careful here, make sure you didn't answer Team Rocket, because that's wrong. The answer I'm looking for is Team Go Rocket. because, well, it's Pokemon Go, so it's Team Go Rocket. Yeah, it's kinda dumb, but whatever, let's just move on to the next question. People who are fans of Pokemon's 4th generation should know this one. In several of the Pokemon Ranger games, you can transfer data to a Generation 4 game in order to receive an egg for which Pokemon? This convoluted system was the method to get Manaphy back in the day, believe it or not. I own exactly one Manaphy in my Pokemon collection, and I got it from beating the original Pokemon Ranger, and then completing a special post-game mission which unlocked the ability to send a Manaphy egg over to a Generation 4 Pokemon game. Last question about the spin-offs. I'm guessing a lot of you have checked out new Pokemon Snap by now, but let's throw it back to the original N64 title. In the cave level of Pokemon Snap, what anime reference can be found near the end of the level? If you throw some items at Coughing floating around throughout the stage, you end up saving some Jigglypuff, and to repay you for saving them, they put on a special performance for you at the end of the cave. Thankfully, you get out of there before anything bad can happen, because we know what happens when Jigglypuff gets to sing its song in the TV show. Speaking of the TV show, we've got another anime-related category up next, about the current series, Pokémon Journeys. If you're new to this channel, I review every episode of Pokémon Journeys when it comes out in Japan, so check out those videos if you're interested. Question 10 out of 15, Go became the first main character in the history of the anime to catch a legendary Pokemon by catching what Pokemon? So the answer to this one is Eternatus. Of course, he gave it away straight after he caught it, but that was technically the first legendary Pokemon he ever caught. And just to clear up any technicalities, Ash's Melmetal is a mythical Pokemon, and Naganadel is an Ultra Beast, each of which are separate categories from legendary Pokemon. Lastly, Gladion did catch his Silvally, but I count him as a rival, not a main character. None of these semantics really matter though. I specifically asked the question about Go, so hopefully no one got too confused. Speaking of Go, we're sticking with him for the next question. Go's Pikachu evolving into Raichu was the first instance of a main character's Pokemon evolving via evolutionary stone since... Brock's Ludicolo. Not a lot of Pokemon have evolved via evolutionary stone in the anime, well, at least not a lot owned by main characters, so it was notable to see Go's Pikachu evolve using a Thunderstone. Last question about Pokemon Journeys. Slight spoilers if you're a dub-only watcher. I don't know why the first batch of Pokemon Master Journeys episodes haven't dropped yet at the time of this recording, but anyways, Ash's Lucario and Sirfetch'd each evolved outside of the region they were originally obtained in. What are the other two Pokemon owned by Ash that have also evolved in a different region than the one in which they were caught? Tricky one, and you had to have gotten both of them correct. It's Ash's Donphan and Ash's Quilava. Of course, Phanpy's egg hatched in Johto, but it wasn't until the Battle Frontier Saga and the Advanced Generation series that Phanpy evolved into Donphan in the Kanto region. Ash's Cyndaquil was also originally caught in Johto, but its evolution wouldn't come until it returned at the start of the Sinnoh League arc during Diamond and Pearl. Our final 3 questions in this quiz all fall under the miscellaneous category, so they could be about anything. Let's get started with a fairly easy one. Pokemon Colosseum and Pokemon XD, Gale of Darkness, both take place in what region? The OR region. Certainly not the most famous region in the Pokemon world, but 2 GameCube games did take place here, so it's notable enough. This question is specifically asking about main series games. What set of games are the only direct sequels in the Pokemon franchise? Pokemon Black 2 and White 2 are the answers I'm looking for. You could make the argument that a few other games are technically sequels, but the only ones that are explicitly labeled as direct sequels are Black and White version 2. Final question of the quiz, which Pokemon is known as the Malevolent Pokemon? For context, Bulbasaur is known as the Seed Pokemon, but what's the Malevolent Pokemon? The answer is Galarian Moltres. Malevolent is a very fitting descriptor of this dark flying type legendary in my opinion. And with that, the quiz is finished. Be sure to leave your score down in the comments so we can see how we all did, and let me know some feedback so I can make future quizzes as well. I actually have plans to turn this into a bit of a series where I get some other YouTubers on and they compete against one another in a game show kind of deal to find out who's the Pokemon Trivia Master. Make sure you subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any of those future quizzes, and don't forget to hit the like button if you haven't already. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.